into our neighborhoods, there's neglect, there's high poverty, our education isn't great, our access to healthcare isn't great, and so some of our neighborhoods are facing the same exact thing that the U.S. is trying to do to Cuba.
And so why did you feel, why should people take more initiative? Why should they, pay attention?
Cuba, for a lot of Black and brown communities, immigrant communities, Cuba has a lot to offer and what we can do as a community to improve our situation in the United States.
And so about how many of you are walking across today?
45.
45?
46.
46.
46.
You're coming over into the 11?
Yeah, small, broke up into 4 different groups.
And what are you hearing from some of the other people who have maybe, how many years have you done this?
This is my first year.
And so from some of the veterans, some of the ones who've been doing it for years, what do they say?
About the trip?
About the trip and about
the trip, a lot of them come back with a new perspective and a new approach to their organizing, to their activism, so just how they approach their work in general. I think once you go to Cuba and come back, you're opened up to a whole new world of possibilities. You know, we're told one thing in the U.S., but then there's a different reality that actually exists in Cuba.
And what did you learn down there in Cuba?
That when you put people over profits and access to basic rights like education, healthcare, housing, you do have a level of community. You do have people that have a better quality of life, something that we do not get in the U.S. So in the U.S. it's based on your skin color, it's based on how much money you have, and that doesn't really exist.
So that's different in Cuba then?
It's very different.
And so what do you hope to accomplish from that? I'm not saying what do you hope to accomplish, what do you hope happens? What do you like?
From the Cuba side, I want the blockade to end. We all want the blockade to end. It's amazing what they've been able to do in spite of the blockade, all the restrictions that have been put on them. They have an amazing healthcare system. They have doctors that are always ready at the go to help with any crisis that occurs in the U.S. I didn't know this, but when Katrina happened, Cuba offered the U.S. 100 doctors ready and willing to go with a lot of the medicine that they've developed in Cuba. The U.S. said no, and as you know, I know many people know what happened to Katrina. The people of New Orleans were neglected, and all of that Gulf area, they were completely neglected. No one there to get them out of that situation. We had a country who was willing to help, and we said no.
And as far as travel restrictions, diplomatic negotiations, what do you think? What do you want to happen there? What do you want to change?
It is our constitutional right to travel. Like the U.S. putting restrictions, the U.S. government putting restrictions on the people of the U.S., telling them that they cannot travel to Cuba is illegal. So we want the travel ban to end. We want the blockade to end.
Okay. And anything else you want to add that we didn't touch on?
No. I think there's tons of brigadistas here who can add on to what I said.
Okay.